gates are locked. You'll have to find all the keys to unlock the gates. The gates out to the main road are locked.
Locked? Then how can we drive out?
Floor the paddy wagon and bust through the gates!
Sorry, Patrick. For that, we'd need a Super Krabby Patty Deluxe.
You can unlock the gates if you find all the keys around the track.
Hello and welcome back to some more of the Spongebob Squarepants Movie, where in the last episode we played through the Bubble Boy and Baby Hunt level, and today we're playing through No Weenie Parking Anytime, which is another one of the game's super fun driving levels with super great controls. Oh my god, these levels suck so much. Okay, so, let's get started with this awful level. What makes this level extra bad compared to the standard driving controls? As in, why is it bad in addition to the standard awful driving controls? Because this level has oil slicks, which not only make the paddy wagon even harder to control than normal, but avoiding the oil slicks in the first place is a pain in the rear end because of the awful driving controls. Anyway, the point of this level is to collect all 5 keys around the level. I'm going to show you the most optimal path to collect all of them, in addition to collecting both of the treasure chests. You can crash through that wall right there. I don't know why, but you can. It's not that helpful now because there's no timer, but when we do the time challenges, that'll prove to be, extremely helpful. Anyway, when you come out of this garage, you're going to want to make sure you've collected at least 1 nitro, and then boost your way on top of this ramp up to the upper walkway, and you'll automatically get one of the 5 keys. Then crash through this gate right here. Now, this upcoming ramp is awfully designed because whether or not you use a nitro, sometimes you'll just fly straight over the treasure chests, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I recommend just going as slow as possible to try and just hope that you go into it. And we got lucky that time, but it's entirely possible for you to just soar right over the treasure chest. Wait, only 14, did we not? Oh, I guess, I guess I forgot to save after I went to go back and get the other treasure chest. Okay, fine, I'll just get it again off camera. But, yeah, that jumps a pain in the rear end. Oh, also random projectiles falling from the sky. Another reason why this level is just so well designed. So yeah, I'm going slower so I can kind of explain what happened there. Just basically go as slow as you can so that you hopefully land on the treasures, but it's likely going to be a little bit of trial and error in terms of actually getting that. Anyway, here what you want to do is you want to nitro boost on top of this ramp to get the key, and then full reverse, just to slow yourself down, then reverse off the ramp, and then go back down the underway in order to collect the second treasure chest. There's both treasure chests collected out of the gate. We don't have to worry about them for the rest of the level, so now we can just focus on collecting all the keys. Now we have 2 keys so far, 3 more to go. We have to go around this track 3 times. That was 1 lap around the track. The second lap, we're going to do the cleanup for all the other keys that we didn't get the first time around. And then the third lap is mandatory because there's a pathway that doesn't unlock until you've already gone around the track twice, which is not well explained at all. It's that up there. You can't get that key until the third lap because the ramp to access that upper walkway won't drop until the third lap around. So this time you want to go to the right-hand side instead of going down that left pathway we opened up previously, and you will find your key waiting for you at the end of this underground parkway. I said parkway, parking garage. If you can somehow manage to not get disoriented by the abysmal controls, then you will find your key right here, which we can collect. Here is key 3 of 5. Now we're going to ignore the ramp this time and just continue along the standard path, and our 4th key will be waiting for us along this path. It's going to take us all the way around here. And key 4 is just at the top. Okay, that was a close. Okay, nitro boost into this key, full boost, and there's key number 4. Now only 1 more to go, and it is the one that was locked away, and such that we literally could not get it until the walkway drops down. And it hasn't dropped down yet. Okay, that happened. It won't actually unlock until we start our 3rd lap around the area. You'll see in the distance, if you look towards the sky in the background, you'll see something fall right over there. Yeah, just falling out of the sky. That is going to serve as the ramp we need to access our 5th and final key. And from that point, we can just drive our way around the course 1 more time, and then we can get the hell out of here. Well, sort of. I mean, we still have to complete the time challenge and the rain challenge, both of which are equally unfun. Excuse me, because of the awful driving controls, but, you know. So yeah, from here, just follow the pathway around, and it'll take you through the rest of the course in a natural way. And I'll also give you a little surprise dumbbell right here for making your way through it. And now we can just boost our way to the end as quickly as we possibly can. I mean, I'm boosting through it so we can get it done as quickly as possible, but it doesn't mean we're done with this level, because like I said, time challenge, ring challenge, matcha time challenge, all super fun things just waiting in store for us that I really can't wait to get to. Also, if you missed the first treasure chest, a good place to try to get it again would be on this third run, since the pathway after getting the final key puts you out right next to the ramp you need to go up in order to get to start down the path to get the treasure chest. So it's that's a nice place to try again without restarting the level. And you can, to be clear, you can stay in this area as long as you want. You're not required to go out the gate once you have all the keys. You can, if you want to, you can. Yeah, I think if you want to, you can. Actually, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to drive. I'm pretty sure you can. I think if you want to, you can just drive. Yeah, you can just drive. You can drive around the rest of the level freely if you want to. We do not want to, though. So if you miss the treasure chest, you can go back to get it. But we will not be doing that because we want to get out of here as fast as possible. So goodbye, level. Nice knowing you for about a minute before we do the time challenge. But, you know, small victories.
Well done, SpongeBob and Patrick. Here is your reward.
Oh, boy!
In this challenge, you have to race against the clock.
Well, that sounds easy. How fast can a clock go?
Patrick, don't you know that time flies?
No. But once I didn't take out the garbage for a month, and it had flies.
You'll have to fly along if you want to beat this time. Do 3 laps in less than the set time, and I'll give you a reward.
So on the bright side, we don't have to collect all 3 keys. Sorry, we don't have to collect all 5 keys within the time limit. But that doesn't make this any less painful, because the driving controls, as I'm sure you're probably sick of hearing me talk about the driving controls, but you know what I'm sick of? Having to actually play with these driving controls, because they are not good. Yeah, like I said, opening up this this walkway will make this easier, because it's a major shortcut that you can take. And I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not super bad. It's not the worst time challenge that we have to do. But, I mean, it's like the lesser of 4 evils, because none of them are fun. None of the driving levels are actually any degree of fun to do. It's just a matter of, like, which is the most tolerable of all of them. Nitros are your friend, unless that happens, because this game is so good. I should be clear, because I've been speaking negatively for a while. This game is by no means awful. The platforming levels are where the game excels, without a shadow of a doubt. When it's just you or Patrick platforming around the levels, that is when the game shines like a diamond, because it's the same movement from Battle for Bikini Bottom. Even if the level design isn't anywhere near as good as it is in Battle for Bikini Bottom, at least the movement is still fun. It's when the game resorts to abhorrent padding, awful driving controls, that things get really bad, and I'll go into all that in a bit more detail once we get down to the finale. But as you saw, we made it through the first lap pretty effortlessly, because we just took the shortest available path, and if you follow this path again and again and again, it will be of no consequence to you whatsoever. It's, like I said, the most tolerable time challenge, because it's not about getting from point A to point B, it's about completing the 3 laps around a very small course again and again and again. But so time challenge wise, you know, it's but we still have the ring challenge to do. Anyway, all right, so there's 2 laps almost done. I don't actually know where okay, so it's around, I think it's like at the gate, where the gate is, that it registers your lap completion, and we've done approximately one lap per minute, which is a good pace to keep for also do not take that upper ramp. It takes you, it's a very, very, as you saw, it took us a very long time to get out of that ramp and onto the normal path. Do not follow that ramp. It is a trap. We're going to just follow the path we've been taking for the past 2 laps, and we will have no problem whatsoever. A rate of approximately, not exactly, obviously not exactly 1 lap per minute, but approximately 1 lap per minute, you know, give or take 5-10 seconds, will be enough to ensure that you make it past here effortlessly. I think I'm pretty sure the time requirement for the Macho Time Challenge is 3 minutes and 20 seconds, so, you know, roughly a lap a minute, give or take give or take a few seconds, is a pretty good pace to set. In fact, I think we're gonna just barely miss the time challenge, the Macho time challenge, unless I like super boost to the end, which I might be able to make it actually. Let's see if we can make it. Almost. Come on. Yeah, okay. We beat the Macho time challenge time on the standard time challenge. So there's that.
You've won the time challenge.
Oh boy!
I have a ring challenge for you.
You're giving me a ring?
Yes, a whole lot of rings. They'll appear as you drive along the way. You have a limited time to drive through each ring. If you go through all the rings, I'll reward you.
This challenge, on the other hand, is atrocious. Because, unlike the time challenge, you can't follow the same predetermined path every single time. Or not predetermined, but you can't follow the optimal route every single time, because the location of the rings changes every time, and when that is combined with the abysmal driving controls and the oil slicks, oh boy, this is so fun. It's so much fun. It's so good. Okay, we made it through that ring this time, which is an improvement, I guess, but every single freaking time will take you down a slightly different path because it's 3 laps instead of... This is the one time when the ring challenge is actually... Like, this is the one time where going around... And the thing is, it's not even a matter of... Like, because, like, in about Bikini Bottom, there's plenty of optional things, like, optional side quests you can do. Also, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, are we gonna make it? Probably not. Oh, wow, we barely made it. Battle Bikini Bottom has a plethora of, like, there's a golden line where you start at the beginning of the level and then you can make your way through the level, and then there's one main objective you have to complete in order to beat the level, but there's plenty, like a plethora of optional golden spatulas to collect along the way. And as you get them all, it's like, yes, I explored the entirety of the level, I found all the golden spatulas, all the socks, I completed all the special quests, awesome. Whereas with this game, it's not like it's not a benefit of, first off, the game goes out of its way to tell you where all the, like, if you enter an area where there is a hidden golden spatula, it's like, hey, look, you entered an area with a hidden golden spatula, it doesn't let you figure. Oh, I love these driving controls so much, it's so good. When you enter an area where there's a hidden golden spatula, I said it again, when there's a hidden Goofy Goober token, and the game's like, oh, look, you've unlocked a hidden Goofy Goober token. There it is. There's no letting you figure things out for yourself. It's just padding. And so in the non-platforming levels, it's just straight up padding, no getting around it. It's just follow the rings, do it in a certain amount of time. It's just not good game design. But then from a walkthrough perspective, like, I can't even give any advice for the rings because fundamentally the process is literally just follow the rings. Like, any 2-year-old can do that. The problem isn't following the rings. Like, it's not like there's any, except for the slides are a different story, because the slides go out of the way to hide the rings in really, well, not hide the rings, but, like, you'll get to the top of a ramp and it'll be like, do I go straight? Do I go left? Do I go right? Where will the next ring show up? So there's benefit from a walkthrough perspective there, because it's like, you know, I can say, hey, the next ring will show up here, so be ready to turn in that direction. But here, you have plenty of time to see where the next ring is going to be. The only difficulty with these sections comes from desperately trying to get a grip on the awful controls of the paddy wagon. Oh my god, this game, when I touched the ring, oh, this game is really good. This game, you know, there are some people who think this game is better than Battle for Bikini Bottom, and to them, I'm just like, are you okay? How do you... This game. Not taking any chance with this game this time. I made sure I saved up on Nitro specifically for that stupid jump. You never know with this game, honestly. Like, at this point, we're just trying to get out of here as fast as possible. Because once we get past this, we've already demonstrated that we can beat the Macho Time Challenge effortlessly because we did it in the Standard Time Challenge. So, really nothing to be worried about there. It's just, like, these, you can probably tell just by the footage how awful these controls are. I just don't know how, because presumably they had to test this, well, I mean, obviously they had to test it. Presumably they would have play-tested this to 100%, like they would have played through the entire game, collecting every Goofy Uber token, and they would have, which means they would have had to play through all these driving sections, and they were like, yep, this is good, ship it, this is great controls, and I'm sitting there like, how did you pass game design? Like, how do you arrive at the conclusion that these controls are anything other than awful? Because, like, it's not even a challenge. Like, the kelp vines in Battle for Bikini Bottom is a good challenge, because it tests your ability. Oh, what? This? Case in point. The kelp vines test your ability to slide, to actually, you know, not fall off the edge, to turn appropriately, because the controls are so fluent, you don't have to think about them. You're not saying, wow, the game isn't letting me turn. You're saying, ah, I didn't make that turn well enough, I'll do it again next time. This game, you're like, hey, the game just sent me flying into the air randomly, which means I couldn't reach the ring in time because this game is so well made. Oh my god. Like, there's nothing you can do. You get bounced into the air for no reason. This game, man. Been here for about an hour in total now, and I'm really sick of this level. Let's not, no, don't ruin it this far, and we're not gonna, if there's anything that's gonna screw over this run, it is certainly not gonna be running out of health. That is not gonna be the thing to end this run. Oh, for God's sake, okay. I think we're in the clear. I know it's gonna jinx me, and I'm gonna kick myself for it, but I think we're good. We made it past that one BS part where the game's like, oh, just fly into the air for no reason, and we're just gonna use boost for the rest of this. I don't trust this game to be fair. Okay, go through the ring. Oh my god, that was bad. Because the thing is, there's nothing that I can do as a, oh wait, one.
Beaten the ring challenge.
There's nothing I can do, like, as a commentator to help you through that. Because none of the rings are surprises, that you plenty of time to see where the ring's gonna be. There's no special tips or tricks. It's just, will you get bad RNG with where the oil spills fall? Can you get a grasp on the abysmal driving controls? If no, for either of those two things, your run's dead. I've been here for almost an hour, and I only just beat the ring challenge, and now we gotta do the Macho Time challenge, which should hopefully be easier. Because we already beat the Macho Time, it's just gonna be a matter of whether or not we can do it again. That'd be real embarrassing if we did it on the regular time challenge, but not for the Macho Time challenge.
This time I have a manly time challenge for you. You'll have a limited time to do 3 laps of the track. Good luck.
Good news, and bad news. Good news part A is that this is the last time we have to go around this stupid track. Good news part B, it's a time challenge, and we've already proven that we can do the Macho Time challenge. Bad news, we have to do this track again, because this track, I mean, it's just, I really don't know if I could pick a worse track, because they're all just so bad. Like, I just don't even, I don't even know how to properly phrase it. They're just horrendous. All the freaking driving levels are awful. Like, it was, I get what they were going for, right? Because the paddy wagon's a big part of the movie, and it's obviously an iconic line when SpongeBob says, "You don't need a license to drive a sandwich." I get that, but, and I'm even just to some extent, I'm like, all right, I can understand the idea of wanting to put some kind of driving controls or some like a driving mini game in, or maybe 1 or 2 levels of driving, and even because the thing is, this isn't in the movie. And the other 2 levels in which we use the paddy wagon are also not in the movie. The last one, like I'm gonna contain. I'm gonna conserve my rant until we actually get to those 2 levels, because those are just as bad as these. The only one that makes even a lick of sense for as far as presence in this game is that first one, the Sandwich Driving 101, which is. You may say, oh, so you just don't like that they don't perfectly match the movie. Oh, well, that's not a good justification. So then my response would be, okay, so you're correct. It's so long as the gameplay is good, it doesn't have to be like, it should follow the general flow of the movie, but it doesn't have to be a 1-for-1 remake, right? Like, it's allowed to, obviously, when you translate a movie to a game, it's just inherently going to have differences. Most of the time. There are some games that do it really well where it's a one-for-one match, but most of the time it's not that easy. So then, obviously, because it's a game, the priority has to be make the gameplay good. If you nail the gameplay, you're in the clear. Here's the problem. As I'm sure you've been able to tell, the gameplay for these sections is absolutely atrocious. Also, I think we're gonna just make this, assuming we don't hit any major roadblocks, I think we're gonna just barely make the Macho Time Challenge. I mean, you saw, we barely made it last, oh, well, now, this might not end well. If I bump another wall, that might screw us over. But yeah, in summary, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't perfectly match the movie. Perfectly, mind you, it should still just follow the general flow. But as long as the gameplay is still fun, you're playing a game, it doesn't really matter. By which I mean the gameplay needs to come first because you're playing a game. Unfortunately, the gameplay clearly did not come first when it came to these sections. They clearly just wanted to throw driving into the game haphazardly, because all the hard work was already done. They already had the movement engine is just BFBB's movement engine. All the hard work was already done in that department. All they had to do was, was create driving controls, and you wouldn't think that would be that awful, but yet here we are. Also, I think we're gonna just barely make this. We have 10 seconds to get to the end. I think we're gonna barely make the Macho Time Challenge. 7 seconds, sorry, 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, okay, so 4 seconds, roughly 3 seconds to spare with that run.
Great job, guys. Now I can give you a reward.
You don't have to. Just the fact that we never have to play this level again is reward enough in and of itself, honestly. But yeah, the driving controls are awful. I don't know how they got tested and approved, but they're really bad. They're really, really bad. Did my console just... My console did not just freeze. Oh, you... So, if I'm lucky... Well, no, if I'm really lucky, it'll keep this save, which means I won't have to play this level again. If I'm just lucky, then all I have to do is do the Macho Time Challenge again. But, if I am not lucky, I'm gonna have to do all of that again, including the ring challenge, and I'm gonna end the episode here and restart my console and hope that I don't want to rip my hair out because I have to do all that again. So, thanks for watching. That'll be it for now. Stay tuned for next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more of the Spongebob Squarepants movie. Goodbye.